This is PWF Empire Live.
It's the best thing going today.
The best insight and analysis on the hottest topics in the world of wrestling happens here. From storylines and news to rumors and reviews, we've got the action covered from bell to bell. Presented by PWFEmpire.com with your hosts,
Steven,
Evan Medina, and J-Dub.
do I have everybody's attention now?
The match starts now.
PWF Empire is live. Thank you all for tuning in. I believe this is our 60th episode of PWF Empire Live. That's friggin' awesome. But you want to know what's not awesome? I guess we'll get to it. Let's just stick with the awesome stuff for now. I have Steven joining me on the hosting panel. What's up?
How's it going? Not too excited about this Raw.
I don't think you want to know how it's going. It's going, but I don't know. Like, where I'm sitting right now, I have good news and bad news. Good news is WWE had a good day, or should I say a bad day. The bad news is they had a bad night. So we'll be discussing both of those things tonight. Steven and I, along with Evan.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, this TLC build.
Yeah.
TLC build, though.
Was it build or...
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, do we call it build if it's not getting higher? Like, if it's getting... Is it like destruction or deconstruction? I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out tonight, and hopefully you guys are here to figure it out with us. We'll be delivering our predictions and previewing WWE TLC 2015. We are just a few days away from that show. We're going to be going down the card, match by match, discussing all of the good stuff and all of the bad stuff too. Let's see which one we have more of tonight. And you're more than welcome to join in on the fun, join in on the conversation, whether that be on Twitter with the hashtag PWF Empire, on the post on PWFEmpire.com, and on YouTube.com/PWF Empire in the live chat. I see you guys down there mixing it up in the chat. And let's go ahead and get this show started. The wait is over. I'm going to start off with something that actually made me really happy about Monday Night Raw tonight, and this was the build-up towards the triple threat tag team ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. That was a freaking mouthful right there, but we have three teams. The New Day versus the Usos versus the Lucha Dragons, and of course, New Day, they are the defending tag team champions. But before we even get into the build-up for this match, I just want to say, holy shit, we got bad day on Monday Night Raw. If you guys aren't into like the whole social media thing in the year 2015, you have missed out on one of the greatest, most epic rivalries of all time. New Day and Team Bad. I really don't give a damn about the structure of Team Bad, but their existence is validated by mere virtue of what they do on Twitter with the New Day. It's some awesome stuff, and we got to see those two teams mix it up on Raw. That was probably the highlight of the show for me, but yeah, we do have this match to discuss here. This triple threat ladder tag team championship match. Yeah, I think I got it all. So what are you guys thinking about this one?
It's nice and all. I could say that doesn't suck. It doesn't fail the standards of a tag team match. You know, you don't expect much more build-up than what you have here, and this has actually gotten some okay build-up. I don't know if I would call it build-up, but it's gotten some okay... What would I call it? Whatever it is that you have going into the match. Like, there's been a few segments based on these three teams together, and there's been some developments on the way, so... In that sense, it doesn't fail and it doesn't suck, but I'm not excited for it. And I know it's going to be a great match. It'll probably be maybe the best match on the card, but I'm just not that excited for it. I still kind of wish it was the Dudleys versus the New Day in a tables match. But I'm sure this will be great too.
This taps into what I was talking about a few weeks ago with the New Day. It's just that they are so much higher than everyone else. They're on a completely different level. So anytime that they get into a feud with someone, it doesn't feel as if, I don't know, maybe that they're a threat, or it's only so much that you can do with the New Day and their awesome selves versus any other team in the tag team division. But I do feel that with what WWE did do last week, incorporating the title shot within the whole Roman Reigns storyline going on, and this week with the Usos on commentary, I feel it like if WWE just let those guys go and they gave them the same type of creative freedom that the New Day has, I believe that they could possibly come up with something very entertaining, because I just love their personalities. They're very lively, and the Usos stomping the hell out of Xavier Woods while they were giving commentary at the same damn time, that was absolutely hilarious. Like, that takes me way, way, way back in the day. Like, some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it's big on social media now, too, with the things where when you would get, like, your ass whooped and your parents would go, "Didn't I tell you?" And they would do, like, the pauses with the hits. That's what that reminded me of. And I don't know why that gives me so much joy, but it did. That was fucking awesome. That was one of my favorite parts of Raw, too.
Yeah, I mean, this segment tonight was pretty good, but I didn't even feel like I knew that there was going to be a triple threat tag match until tonight. Maybe I missed something along the way, but I was kind of just like, oh, yeah, that's right. You know, that's kind of how I feel about a lot of this pay-per-view card, is like I kind of needed the reminders on this Raw to really even know that some of the matches were taking place. But
I think the thing with that is that they had that stipulation to the Roman Reigns match last week, and they never explicitly stated, because Roman Reigns, he won via DQ, right?
Yeah.
They never explicitly stated, okay, Roman Reigns won via DQ, so that means that all of the matches are still in place. Like, they never said that. They just left it up to us to come to that conclusion.
Right, and that's okay. I mean, maybe because things have been kind of a cluster, it's been a little harder to remember and whatnot, but I'm not going to make any excuses here. The triple threat match, though, it should be good. I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest with you. But yeah, this segment here on Raw was one of the more enjoyable ones of the night, and of course, New Day continuing to entertain the absolute crap out of everyone, not only with Team Bad, but then afterwards when they talked about, Booty West as the name for Kim and Kanye's new kid, man, that was friggin' hilarious. So yeah, New Day still driving that point home really well, and then also doing that like great display of how a cat was stuck in a tree and whatever. Like, man, that was just good shit, you know. But yeah, the Usos definitely held their own on commentary. I liked that they actually used them. It's not like the Tyler Breeze where the guy's just sitting there the whole time and doesn't do shit, and you basically forget that he was ever there. So that's what I liked about that, is that they actually involved them here, and also had the Lucha Dragons win with a distraction, which was good. Goes to show that anybody can win. It makes it feel like all three teams actually have a shot at winning the match. So yeah, I mean, if it was a quick fix in 1 week, it was a pretty good one, a pretty effective one for the tag titles. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. If I had a prediction, though, oh man, that's kind of hard, because I actually could see the titles changing hands, but I'm going to go with New Day finding a way to retain again. I think they're going to hold on to those titles. I think WWE is starting to realize more and more how good they are, and I know we've talked about in the past that could be a scary thing, because they could oversaturate those guys. But since I think that they realize this, I think they want to keep rolling with this for now. I mean, they'll probably drop the titles fairly soon, but I think that they'll hold on to them into the next year. I mean, I can just see them at the Slammy Awards with the titles and stuff. Like, I don't know. If they don't have the belts, it'll be a little bit strange to me. So, yeah, I'm going to go with New Day retaining.
I'm going to go with New Day as well. I can't see any other scenario than New Day walking out with the titles.
I actually can see all three scenarios. I can see the Lucha Dragons taking it because they're starting to push Kalisto. And I could see the Usos taking it because if they have Reigns win the world title and then Ambrose win the IC title, then you have that whole group with titles. Although I don't know if they would do that, but I can still see it happening. But I'm gonna say the Lucha Dragons get it, just because I don't know. It just seems like something that would happen.
Out of all of the possibilities, that's the one at the bottom of the totem pole there.
Well, I didn't expect Kalisto to beat Ryback either, but it happened.
Well, yeah, there you go. I don't know. I guess we'll see on the tag team titles match. But we're going to move from one championship right now to another. This is going to be the Divas Championship. We have our champion in Paige. No, she's not the champion. The champion was Charlotte. She appeared on Monday Night Raw with her dad in a Miz TV segment. And we had Paige appear later on in the segment. They brawled a bit after Paige slapped the taste out of Ric Flair's mouth. Now, this Miz TV segment, I have to say, it was very interesting, and I don't know, like I'm going back and forth in my mind trying to think what I think about this, because you had Paige, we already know what she did with mentioning Ric Flair, bringing him into the storylines, and now you have Charlotte. She's developed a bit of an edge herself, and they're playing up this whole, is she going to become the new dirtiest player in the game? She's starting to become more and more like her dad. And I sat there and I watched the way that why do I keep saying Paige? I watched the way that Charlotte interacted with The Miz, and she came off like a heel to me. And it was very clear that the intention was to not make her likable. So basing my thoughts on her off of that segment, and then everything that we know about Paige, I sat there and I had to ask myself the question, who's supposed to be the likable one in this damn storyline? Like, who is the one that I'm supposed to root for in this feud? And I don't know the answer to that, and I don't necessarily think I need an answer to it either. But that's just me. I'd love to know what you guys thought about it, though.
Did you guys know that Charlotte was Ric Flair's daughter? Because I didn't know that until tonight.
Apparently she is.
I don't care about this, because this is still going on. Didn't this end last month? I don't know. And how are they going to try to make Charlotte heel after what happened with Paige? Like, they just tried to make her the most, like, sympathetic babyface on the roster. Now they're trying to make her more ambiguous.
Apparently that's been retconned.
It has somewhat. They allude to it. They just basically say she said some unsavory things. But they don't mention it in particular. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care about this match. I really don't. I wish it was something else. Why couldn't it have been Charlotte versus someone else? I think I don't know who's gonna win. Charlotte? Yeah, let's say Charlotte. She's gonna win.
Like a flip of a coin.
The interesting part about this is when I said I don't care, I didn't mean I didn't care about the feud. I meant I didn't care that I was supposed to. Saying. Yeah, I didn't care that I was supposed to find someone likable, because you know what? I like both of them, and I'm actually quite enjoying this. That segment on Monday night. Yes, that segment on Raw, Miz TV, was, for lack of a better... No, this is the perfect word. Awesome. It really was awesome. I love the role that The Miz played in the instigator stirring up the pot. I love the character that Charlotte was portraying in the ring. She was pretty much she was kind of like the daddy's girl, like the protected princess, but just using her dad as a buffer or as like a little bit of a distraction to go after Paige. And of course, I've been liking Paige for a while now. I didn't like that one segment that they did. So what does this mean, that
Paige is right? So she said all these things about Charlotte, and she's right.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
To be honest, that's kind of interesting. I have to say.
Well, it's weird.
Don't care.
It's weird because a few weeks ago, Paige goes from being like, such a dastardly heel because of what she said, and now it's almost as if she was the babyface in this, more so than Charlotte, because of the fact that Charlotte felt like that pampered princess type of deal. And when Paige came out, she kind of got more of a reaction. Like, she should get more of a reaction considering her fucking character is a hell of a lot better. If Charlotte's going to be more like the pampered princess, I'm okay with that. But the character that we had seen previously with Charlotte, this bland, boring face version of Charlotte that is nothing like the NXT version of her, no one really cares about that. And she still felt robotic in this segment for me. But I will say that I love the way that Miz was questioning. And, I couldn't help but praise the way that Miz was able to pose those questions. I really think that when he's given good material, he makes a good interviewer. The Miz TV segments would be a a ton better if more of them were booked well, because there's been a few good ones. A lot of them end up being really bad because they're just given shitty material, or it's in the midst of a feud that is really unimportant or really bad. And this feud has been very up and down, obviously, but I honestly did think this segment did have that going for it. Miz was fantastic here, and I like that Ric Flair is involved at certain points, but I just think that it's been so oversaturated, and I've thought that from the beginning. I've been saying this for months, that I don't like that they keep going to, Ric Flair is my dad all the time. In a heel role as the pampered princess type of thing, I actually think this could work as a connection with Ric Flair and Charlotte a whole hell of a lot more effectively than her, pretending to cry on TV all the time. Like, it's a lot more effective is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't want her to be that linked with her father that she doesn't have her own individuality, because, it's like, there's been so many other, children of former wrestlers, but they aren't always centered around, their father or whatever all the time necessarily. They are at times, but not always. And I feel like in Charlotte's case, it's been just overdone to that level. But she was still very robotic here. I still was not getting much from her until the end. I was getting more from her facial expressions and things like that, rather than what I was getting, body language, than I was from anything she actually had to say. Because her attempts to insult Miz just make you roll your eyes. It was terrible. It feels like something read off of a script. If she said that naturally, the only thing lower than you is that, if you say it like a human being would say it.
I actually think she's still going right now. I can hear her still going. She's taking forever.
Exactly.
That goth. Girl, speed it up. I guess
she
you
just
gotta fill 3 hours somehow.
It's almost as if she just forgot everything that she was supposed to say and was one word at a time remembering it. And that's the problem. That's how she comes off robotic. If she said it naturally, it would have been fine. But when you say it like a robot, it makes you sound really, not legitimate at all. So for who's going to win this match, I'm going to go with Charlotte, but I really could see either possibility, and I'm not going to be reacting either way, really. It's one of those things where I was is Paige facing her again? And then tonight reminded me that the match was actually taking place. And that's a shame, because I don't want to feel that way about the Divas division, but it's hard not to, given how there was so much of a Revolution focus, and you notice how much less of a focus there has been these last number of weeks on saying Revolution and trying to do all these things. You notice that they're slowly but surely kind of going back to how it was before, where they're kind of seen but not really heard, so to speak. I
bet Vince is say it failed. No Divas Revolution.
Yeah, right. But it seems that way.
I told you guys, this is sabotage. I knew it.
Yeah, and I think they know how badly it's failed, so they're yeah, we're just gonna step slowly back. It's like that thing, that gif of Homer Simpson when he comes out and then just goes back into the bush. It's one of those types of things where they're just kind of trying to forget about it.
I'm gonna go with Charlotte for the win here. I think that they could possibly surprise me with a Paige victory, but my official prediction is going to be Charlotte. And I will be watching just a tad bit more attentively than I usually would a Divas match, because I do believe that we have two interesting characters going into this one, and there was a lot of crap to get us to the stage that we are right now. But in this moment in time, I like them. I'm just hoping that they don't do the thing with Paige where it's we're going to forget what she did previously and we're going to just turn her face. I asked on Twitter, who's the likable person in this? And somebody said The Miz. I think it was Blacklist of the Abyss. He said The Miz. And there was another person who responded back and saying, oh, this is just the worst double turn in history. I'm hoping that is not. I want Paige to be that truth teller, that cheeky chick with an edge. I like her like that. That reminds me of the Tough Enough Paige, and Tough Enough Paige is awesome. So, I guess we'll go ahead and continue this championship trend. We have another match that will be taking place at TLC. This will be Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose, a singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We got a little bit of a mix-up with those two guys on Monday Night Raw. Dolph Ziggler had a match with Kevin Owens. If he won that match, he'd be placed into the match, but he didn't win, and Kevin Owens did, so it's going to be just that one-on-one there. Dean Ambrose comes down to the ring, throws some popcorn at Kevin Owens, and throws a drink in his face and walks off. So, yeah, that's our final sell for our Intercontinental Championship match.
That's how I felt when I saw that. I just threw the popcorn at the TV and I walked away.
Is your TV still safe? Like, is it still intact? It didn't blow up or anything?
Well, not like yours. I didn't punch it or anything.
But you didn't throw soda?
These are some freaking tough TVs.
Yeah, I don't know. This match is kind of bittersweet because I like these two. It's going to be a great match, and I'm glad it's for a title, but I'm upset that you have these two great guys, and in the world title match is Sheamus. So, whatever. I want to see these two main eventing, especially Ambrose. I think they really could have launched him at Survivor Series, and they didn't, and now he just looks like Roman Reigns' best friend. He desperately needs a heel turn. He really does. Or he needs to be the top babyface. It's one or the other.
Dean Ambrose is the Gale of WWE.
The who now?
The Gale.
The
you know,
Gale?
Oprah and Gale?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about.
Gale is
Gail
is Oprah's friend that no one cares about, right?
But yeah, I met her when I was in California for SummerSlam last year. So yeah, that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
little converging of the worlds.
Is she the lunatic fringe?
No, she's not the lunatic fringe, and hell, Dean Ambrose isn't either. Because
No,
I find it so funny. I find it so funny that the reason why they had him with the popcorn and the pop, as I call it, where I'm from in Michigan, the reason why they had them with that stuff is that's their idea of being a lunatic fringe.
Yeah,
and
I know
I
he's
just
wacky.
sit there like,
and welcome to the Ambrose Asylum. Like, all this guy is right now is a bunch of... He's not even catchphrases. He's catchphrases that we're pretending apply to him, but they actually don't.
I mean, no, we're being a little unfair here. Lunatic fringe, I mean, he said he wants breakfast for dinner. That is pretty crazy. So
okay, to be fair, that shit is on him, because that was a terrible promo. Unless that was written by Vince, and well, even then, like, I don't know, I expect him to fight it, I guess. But I have a feeling that was him, and it was a bad promo, that one. I don't know, man. I'm so disillusioned right now. I feel the way about Dean Ambrose right now that Evan feels about Bray Wyatt, because Dean Ambrose is my favorite on the roster, and I still have hope for him, because all it takes is a heel turn, and he pretty much will be fine. But I'm like, where is it? Or like I said, I'll even take him as the top babyface, because top babyface Ambrose versus heel Reigns could have also been big. Either way, it could have worked, but, you know, they went with Sheamus, so...
Yeah, that damn Survivor Series. Like, I just thought about when you said they ruined everybody at Survivor Series.
They did.
Like, that's why it was called Survivor Series, to see who would still be over when the show was done.
I thought Survivor Series was tonight.
The New Day.
I thought Survivor Series was tonight because we had an elimination match in the beginning of Raw, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a new gimmick for WWE? We like take the concept of shows and apply them a month late. So I guess we're getting some TLC matches.
You apply them a month late and a month early.
It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But yeah,
I think I'm hoping Owens wins, because they already ruined Ambrose. They have to at least keep some credibility on Owens.
That's the exact reason why I'm picking Kevin Owens for this match. That like we need some damn real men in WWE, and Kevin Owens is one of the only few, probably the only one, should I see.
Well, there's always Mark Henry. No matter what happens to Mark Henry, that guy is legit.
Yeah, WWE, they just flip that switch on and bam, there you go.
Yep, but yeah, so for me, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens retaining as well. Really, I mean, of all the things they could have done tonight, they have Ambrose come out there, throw some popcorn and some soda at him. I mean, and he doesn't even...
And Owens didn't even run after him. Like, why not? It's not like he beat you down.
It stunned him.
It stunned him.
Soda burns the eyes, man. You got to watch yourself with that. Diet soda. And then on top of that, it's not like Ambrose actually like hit him with anything either. It's not like he hit him with the fucking whatever finisher the hell I don't even remember the name. Oh, what the hell is the name of his finisher?
Deeds.
Dirty Deeds? Yeah, okay. The changed Dirty Deeds, the Drew McIntyre version. Anyway, like, you didn't even hit him with that, or a rebound clothesline, because he does like 17 of those per match. Like, you know, and I love Dean Ambrose. I do. He's honestly one of my favorites. I think anybody who's been watching this show knows how much I want to, you know, invest in buying up like 10 million get out of jail free cards for the guy. But I'll be honest though, like, I'm in the same predicament that, you know, Steven's in. Like, I mean, I want to see how well this guy can do, because we know he can do amazingly well. But you know, we're at that spot where he just feels irrelevant, and it's too bad, because, again, a really talented guy, but what is he? What are we supposed to... Are we really supposed to be invested in this Intercontinental Championship feud, other than the fact that the match in-ring quality is going to be solid at TLC? Is that really going to make people, like, tune into this match? I can already see myself watching the pay-per-view on Sunday and sitting there and kind of tuning out at times, because I'm not going to be that invested in a match that really didn't have any type of story to it, even though the best thing for the Intercontinental Championship right now, given WWE's situation, is Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. This is like a great idea on their part, so I'm not going to completely, you know, sit here and criticize it, because I think this is the best possible IC title feud right here, right now, because Kevin Owens is an amazing heel, Dean Ambrose is an amazing character no matter what you do with him, and obviously he's very likable at the same time. So you can have a really good and enjoyable feud with these two guys, but I don't feel like we've gotten any of that to this point, because what build-up can you really even recall upon besides some popcorn and some damn soda getting thrown at Kevin Owens tonight after he had just beaten Dolph Ziggler, with Tyler Breeze watching the match yet doing nothing to get involved in it in any way, shape, or form, thus telling me that feud's not very important to WWE either.
I know some build-up that this one got. The world title tournament that WWE doesn't even talk about anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I know. And and see, that was the best part of Survivor Series for me, in ring-wise. That was the best match. So I know that in ring-wise, we're going to get another good one at TLC. So that's, like, the only reason that I'm actually pumped for this match is because I know these two will wrestle a good match. But that's not enough. You know, we need to get a story going here, too. And it doesn't have to be this crazy, in-depth story. We're not asking for some amazing narrative that you're like, oh my god. You know, it doesn't have to be one of those things. But it at least give us a little more than what we got here in these 3 weeks.
Did you see the promo that Owens gave last time before Survivor Series with Michael Cole about Ambrose?
Was that on YouTube?
Of course it was, because it was good.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was interesting, because Owens basically made the same comments we made now. He basically said, yeah, this guy calls himself a lunatic, but really, what does he do? He's like, I'm the real lunatic, I'm the real psychopath here, and I can cause more chaos than Ambrose can even imagine, basically.
And that sounds true.
And that would be an interesting story for Owens to just be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, just like seriously challenge like how crazy Ambrose actually is. Like, I would have liked to see something to drive that home. Would have been like tonight if Ambrose would have came out and did that, right? And then Owens just like basically goes like, what the fuck are you doing? He just chases after him. He just beats him down. Like, you want to throw popcorn in my face? I'm a fucking lunatic. You're throwing popcorn in my face, and I'm a legit psychopath. So, that would have been something, you know.
Yeah, they could take the ball and run with it and make it something. They really could. Like, even though throwing popcorn at someone doesn't sound like a big deal, like you just said, they could have completely continued this on, but instead they just said, oh, well, that's enough. Like, Kevin Owens just says, whatever, no big deal, I'll just go clean myself up. Like, that's not what Kevin Owens would do. Kevin Owens would do exactly what you just said, and that's why there's always that issue of not getting enough on this program, and that's why we talked about the whole, you know, making Raw, using those 3 hours and utilizing them in a different way, giving us different backstage segments, giving us a continuing story between two guys, even if it is in just one episode of Raw and it hasn't been there for the other ones before. At least give us something here. Give us some reason to really get into this thing, because there's a lot of potential. It's like one of those things where you see so much in it, but yet they just don't even scratch the surface of what could have been some really good build-up here. But Like, am I looking forward to the match in ring-wise? Yes, but if I'm a casual viewer, I don't even know if this match was happening until tonight, you know what I mean? So, like, I just don't see this as a great, mid-card feud right now, but it should be. It should be a great one, even though, I'm going to enjoy the match, but, oh, man, it's frustrating.
In reference to Kevin Owens not doing anything after Dean Ambrose threw the popcorn and the drink in his face, we got a comment from Prudential, in the live chat saying Kevin Owens was secretly enjoying the snack. So, yeah, that's why he didn't do anything. So,
eat Owens, eat.
That is so wrong, but it was funny. Next up, we are going to discuss this. What is this match? It is an 8-man tag, I think. And that looks like 8 people there. Team ECW versus the Wyatt family. Team ECW features the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray, Devon Dudley, Tommy Dreamer, and Rhino, who made an appearance on Raw tonight, versus the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. These guys were part of a very big match to start off Monday Night Raw. I think they had about 35 people in there, like half the damn roster. And we saw Tommy Dreamer and Braun Strowman compete in another match later on in the night. And they did this with a few other people who were involved in that match. But yeah, here we go. Team ECW versus the Wyatt family. And I believe this is an elimination tables match. So yeah, some interesting stuff going on here.
Yeah, this actually might be the best match that comes out of this show, because even if the Wyatt shouldn't really be in this, actually I'm not even going to say they shouldn't be in this. Bray Wyatt shouldn't be in this. He should be doing bigger things, but the Wyatt family in general, I see this as a good feud. But even though Bray Wyatt's in it and he should really be doing, I mean, he just came out of a feud with The Undertaker. Is this where you go? But regardless of that, I know this will be a great match because it's two teams who are kind of hard-hitting. It kind of reminds me of Wyatt versus The Shield, and I expect this to be like, it should play out like a war, like a battle, and I think it'll be really good. I just hope the Wyatts win. Like this one, like if they lose this one, it's just like, what do you say about it? These teams,
you're ejected for the season. You know, they struck out on the last one. Yeah, you're ejected for the season now. You're out. You're done. They lose this, I am going to be like, just even further done with what I'm already done with. But I'll say this much. I'm actually going to say that I think that the Wyatt family wins here. I really do. I think they'll win this match.
Yeah, I think
they have to.
I mean, yes, they do have to.
I think the Dudleys, if anything, will refuse to win this match. Like, if I'm the Dudleys, I'm like, I'm not going over the fucking Wyatt family. Like, you want me to squash these guys?
Yeah, that would just be the worst possibility. Again, like, and this is way worse than losing to Taker and Kane, in my opinion. I think this is like way worse because, again, you're just with Taker and Kane. It's like there's just a different feeling with those guys. You know, again, there's that extra layer to their characters. So you say whatever, and then not only that, but you know that Taker and Kane are probably on their last, whatever's going to be left of their career. So it's like that's one thing. But if you have them then lose to these ECW veterans, guys like Tommy Dreamer, who is last remembered in WWE for losing his career to Zack Ryder, and you know what I mean?
Zack Ryder.
And again, didn't the Dudley Boys just lose an easy tag match to the Ascension not that long ago or something like that? Like they lost like a match to a team that was not even legit. And so I'm not saying like the Dudley Boys aren't legit at all, but the Wyatt family, like, it is absolutely imperative that they go over here. This like, if they don't go over here, I might just stop watching their segments on Raw every week. Like, I'm just gonna shut the TV off when they're on because I'm just gonna be like, I can't stand this. It's not them. I love the Wyatt family. They're like arguably the best thing going right now, but it frustrates me to no end to see them keep losing. I don't think that'll be the case here. Because really, I feel that they'll win this match. I will be like not that shocked if they lose because of how many times they've lost. I mean, I can't be surprised anymore. Again, like I said, strike 3, you're out. I'm already sitting there like you can come up to that plate again, but I know you're gonna strike out another time. But either way, yeah, I'm going with the Wyatts, and I mean this match. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it could be kind of enjoyable to a certain extent. Like having Dreamer and Rhino, back on the main roster and whatever is nice to a certain extent. But I don't see them as a formidable threat to the Wyatt family. Like even with the Wyatt family losing as much as they have, like that's why I'm saying it's worse than losing to Taker and King. Like those guys still are a threat, even if you take their age into consideration. I still look at them as a threat to beating people on the roster just based off of their characters, rather than like Dreamer and Rhino and guys who are like, come on. I mean, I don't look at them as threatening at all. But hey, they pinned the Wyatts on Raw again tonight. They were the first team eliminated in that match, which just I couldn't help but laugh because I'm like, yep, here we go. 5 minutes.
But it was Eric Rowan who got pinned. I don't really.
The MVP.
He has so much credibility. He could afford to lose, though.
Yeah, of course. Rowan just decided to allow Tommy Dreamer to get a moment of glory because he's going to powerbomb him like 15 times on Sunday. I know the drill.
Rowan likes to put people over.
I guess he did what Steven was just talking about the Dudleys were going to do. He just refused to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rowan's he's a really, philanthropic type of guy. He likes to be a giving and wonderful human being. That's just the way Eric Rowan operates. And you know what? Maybe he'll challenge them to a stairs match on Sunday. I mean,
no. Why did you just say that?
It's a year anniversary since the legendary stairs match.
You guys know what chairs match is happening, though, right?
Chairs matches?
Oh, shit. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. I totally was going to forget about that.
Well, no, yes, please forget about it. It's okay. Chairs matches are quite pointless, but stairs matches, though, man. It's been an entire year since we've seen the wonderful Eric Rowan versus the wonderful Big Show in a wonderful.
It could be a few more. Match. I'd be okay with that.
No. What? We need a rematch this year. The pre-show, that's the rematch. Oh, yes. Why is it not called Tables, Ladders, Chairs, and Stairs
I want
to
see WLC 2.
Because it was dumb, that's why.
Imagine WLC 2 with the New Day? How about that?
Oh, yeah.
That'd actually be great, though, no lie.
Actually, I think I could have some fun with that one. At least it wouldn't be complete.
Sure it would be.
At least it wouldn't be completely miserable, like a stairs match.
I see a lot of folks in the chat right now. They're talking about how they believe that the Wyatt family needs to sweep, and I could possibly see that happening at
No, there's no way that
TLC.
happens because the Dudleys need to put someone through a table.
Well,
there's always Eric Rowan because, like we said, he can afford.
Okay, yeah, put Eric Rowan through the table, and I still consider that a sweep. Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, Braun Strowman. That's a sweep in my eyes. So. You know what? I'll take that. Wyatt family for the win here. We're going to get some good shit. Dudleys plus tables. Can't go wrong there. So let's go ahead and get to this chairs match that I forgot to even add to the lineup for the show. Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger was popped out of obscurity because I guess he just has like a sense. When a heel gets the United States Championship, like Jack Swagger is just in a coma for the rest of the damn year. But when a heel gets the United States Championship, he just pops up.
Well, yeah, he's a real American, dude. He has to protect.
There you go. Like he it's just in his senses. He feels the urge to go fight for America, fight for that title, and he has arrived in WWE. And it seems as if he is headed towards a collision with Alberto Del Rio.
Do you guys remember that Alberto Del Rio beat John Cena clean?
Yes.
Does beating Cena clean mean anything at this point? Because Owens did it, and then he didn't do anything of note. Now Del Rio. Does Del Rio, is he happy that he came back to work with Jack Swagger?
I don't know. When he gets that check every 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure that could raise her spirits. But other than that, I don't know. Alberto El Patron, that guy was rocking it in Lucha Underground, but Del Rio.
And they're already breaking him up with Zeb Coulter. So, like, look, this guy is Del Rio. He needs fucking Ricardo back. Like, he needs to pull a Brock Lesnar and be like, look, I'm not I'm leaving if you don't bring back Ricardo. Because you remember that Lesnar did the same thing with Heyman. He's like, look, I'm not talking anymore. Bring back Heyman or, I'm not doing these promos. So, can we get Ricardo back? Because I think that's the only thing that will save Del Rio at this point. And you got to bring the cars back. Make this guy a fucking character again. Like, he's shit right now.
I'm telling you, it's something going on here. Alberto Del Rio, he's living above his means. He had to scale down a little bit. Maybe there was some other financial crisis. Was there a financial crisis in Mexico or something we don't know about? He lost his fortune in stocks
And they could have told us that story. That could have been interesting.
We need an investigative reporter.
Can I tell you guys about the best storyline idea I ever had for Del Rio? This was back when
we need something.
This was back. This was back before when he used to be a rich character. I was thinking what you do is you make him literally Batman. So, so this is what, because look, by day he's this rich fucking dude, but then he puts on the mask, which is the what was his masked character? Dos Caras Jr. Was that it or something like that? He puts on the mask and he goes fighting heels backstage. Like, tell me that wouldn't be awesome. Like, and he has his own butler too, so he's pretty much Batman.
Honestly,
okay.
Honestly, I don't mind it, and it kind of reminds me of the Hurricane Helms thing when he was doing backstage interviews, and then he'd be like, "Oh, there's a hurricane coming!" You know what I mean? He'd be like a dual identity type of deal. Honestly, it's a hell of a lot better than what Del Rio's doing right now. I'll say that much.
Now, see, hold on. I have to jump in here really quickly because my old school, way, way, way back in the day, PWTR listeners, you guys remember we had a suggestion to where WWE should bring on a Dragon Ball Z gimmick.
Isn't that fucking Roman Reigns or something?
No, I think this was before Roman Reigns even was in the freaking company. But yeah, the guy would basically Hulk up in the ring, roll out of the ring, and put on a blonde wig, and bam, there you go. But
that was hilarious. But that is perfect. That is too good, man. I love it.
Oh. Man,
super Roman.
So yeah, Del Rio's winning, and this is a chairs match, by the way, which is the worst match you can have in PG, because chairs, the other weapons, kind of retain some of their usefulness because you could still hit people with ladders, but you can't. What can you do with chairs? You have to do the stupid thing where you bend over, what
hit them on the side like that, or thrust
it's
it into
stupid.
Them like
it's
that.
So dumb. Please just stop using chairs.
Because the whole thing is, if you have a match and chairs are sanctioned as a legal weapon, are we really supposed to sit here and say, okay, well, they just sanctioned the use of chairs for no other purpose but to inflict bodily harm, but you can't hit the person in the head? I'm not saying that I want people to be hit in the head. I'm just saying that, damn it, if you book a chairs match, then what the hell is the point here? Something's got to give. It's
what I don't understand
chasing the past, but don't want to commit to it.
What I don't understand, and this could be because I don't know how it's done, but why can't they use chair shots to the head if they put their hands up? Isn't that what they do with the steel steps, and it's fine?
I guess they don't want the risk at all.
Why can't they make it so that the center of the chair is basically tinfoil? Not tinfoil, but one of those foil. Why can't they do something to make it so you could hit people over the head with chairs? Seems like something you could find a way around. I don't know.
I honestly don't think that this is a dilemma that WWE wants to solve. They probably don't even think it's a dilemma.
Stop using chairs. It's so cringeworthy to see this. I'd rather they just not use them, because you can't. It's not even that you can't hit them over the head. It's that the way they do use them. If they can come up with other creative uses, that's fine. But it's so choreographed. They bend over, they hit them. It's just stupid. I don't care about it.
Yeah, well, see, for me, it's chairs matches are just so pointless. What the fuck is a chair? Well, what the hell is a chairs match besides a no DQ
It's a lot of chairs, man. It's a lot of chairs.
It's it's over 9,000 for all the fucking Dragon Ball Z fans.
You bury Wade Barrett in all those chairs.
That's right. That was probably the only moment of any chairs match that I can remember. Or that I think Big Show one time had this gigantic chair that he used a few years ago, which was supposed to be like, oh, Big Show uses that. Like, he sits in that. It's funny. Like, shut the fuck up, Cole. Come on. But it's just like, I mean, really, what is a chairs... What is a chairs match other than a no DQ match with a bunch of chairs at ringside? Because when you think about it, you just pin the guy. It's not like a tables match. You have to put him through it, or else you don't win the match. Okay.
Yeah, there's something going on, something special.
Right, like a ladder match. You got to climb the ladder and get the thing, and then you have it. But
I get it. They're supposed to play musical chairs. That's it. That's what a chairs match is supposed to be.
Honestly, I could see it. They're chasing each other around in the ring, trying to sit down in the fucking chair. Like
the chairs match only exists because of the pay-per-view TLC. It's like we gotta have the chairs in there.
Yeah, and then last year they did the damn stairs thing, and they were instantly like, well, fuck that. That one's not a good idea.
Dude, do you remember they added that to the pay-per-view name?
Yes, they did.
And they put the little fucking annoying thing on, like, the side of the logo. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking for a logo to make the graphics for this episode, and I'm like, fuck, don't put that fucking stairs logo up there. I don't want that. No.
Oh, so bad. So bad. Anyway, anytime there's a chairs match, I just instantly don't give a fuck. I mean, there's been chairs matches for, like, the world title before. That's how crazy this actually sounds. Anyway, Swagger, I think even on this episode of Raw, he actually showed us some of the way that he can be a pretty solid babyface, because he's actually gets a lot of people to say "We the People" in the crowd. I mean, he isn't bad, but again, he's gone for 6...
Yeah, but it's a pretty easily impressed crowd. They were chanting tater tot later on.
Yeah, exactly, and that was probably one of the most hokey things I've ever heard in my life. I guess we'll get there. But, oh, man. So, anyway, Swagger disappears for 6 months, and then now he's here, and I guess we're supposed to think he's going to beat the same guy who just beat John Cena clean like a month and a half ago. Not going to happen. I got ADR winning this one. But I don't give a fuck about chairs matches, and I really want that concept to die immediately.
Couldn't this have been a submission match? Like, they both have submission anyway.
Yeah, it would have made sense. Like a no DQ submission match. Like, submissions anywhere. Like, you could have it outside the ring or something. Like, that's a hell of a lot better than a chairs match. Because to me, there's no goal in the chairs match other than to hit your opponent with them, which you can do in a no DQ match, because in no DQ matches, the most common weapon you see is a fucking chair. So it just feels like a no DQ match.
I'll tell you what chairs match are. It's where chairs are not only encouraged, they're allowed.
We have a comment from Prudential, in the chat saying, you have to incapacitate your opponent long enough for you to sit in a chair for 10 consecutive seconds. So this is like a last man sitting.
That would make more sense than the current match.
Yeah, but speaking of stuff that makes sense, like submission match, boom, there you go. It makes too much sense, actually, because when we have these gimmick pay-per-views, we don't go for the logical. We go for whatever you can force to live up the gimmick. So that's the thing there. And speaking of living up the gimmick, our final match that we're going to be discussing tonight will be a TLC match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That title right there. We have Sheamus defending versus Roman Reigns. And
that segment, though.
God so damn. Bad. Like, have you guys ever felt secondhand embarrassment?
No,
like,
I haven't.
If I hadn't felt it before, I damn sure felt it tonight. I was sitting there literally cringing because it was painful to watch. Roman Reigns just, once again, trying to go through another history lesson. Like, okay, I get it, Roman. You've been in Toastmasters. You're trying to show off your skills, but it's not working, buddy. You go back to the drawing board.
No, honestly, I can't think of a worst go-home segment ever. Like, I can't think of one because this was so... I felt like they were like rehearsing for a scene in a play or something.
Yes, like, that is exactly how it seemed to me.
And they kept repeating the same things over and over again. It's like, I wasn't born yesterday, fella. You're gonna hit me with that thing. It's like, okay, tater tot, why don't you come in the ring? It's like,
This was just classic Roman Reigns getting handed the wrong script again. They just gave him the wrong one, and he was like, "Oh, tater tot. Okay, I'm gonna say that 15 times." Like, oh,
no, see, I don't even think it was in the script 15 times. He just heard people react to it the first time, and he just piled on.
He's like, I'm gonna be The Rock now. I'm gonna get it trending.
I get it. This is my ticket to superstars. Tater tots.
He's
Look,
like,
The
tater
Rock
tot.
made it work though.
Yeah, he says tater tot. They react. He's like, yeah, they like it. Tater tot. Tater tot. They're liking it. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Oh my god. It's like this segment again was one of those things. It just felt so damn like hokey, you know, like when they were actually brawling at the end, that wasn't bad. But everything before that, promo wise, was really, really boring. It's like, can we just get to it already?
How you connect those two, the terribly long and boring promo segment made me not care about what came after. So I was already like, from the time that they stopped talking all the way through the brawl, I did nothing but laugh because I was like, wow, that shit is terrible. I couldn't even focus on the brawl because I was still reliving the horror of what was the friggin' promo segment.
The horrors, the absolute horrifying promo. Oh my god. And it's not even just Roman Reigns here. Like, this was Sheamus too. Like, they both were not good in this promo. And again, it's not all on them because I'm sure what they were given wasn't all that good. But it just, the delivery was just not there. And
can Roman Reigns please just be like, no, I'm not fucking reading this script. Like, do you want me to be the main guy or not? Like, come on.
Yeah, take initiative.
Please say something, because whatever is happening right now, it is just not working. And I noticed that reaction that Roman Reigns got the night after Survivor Series, and I was sitting here about to eat humble pie, like, well, shit, because you all know how I really hated what happened at Survivor Series, and I'm sitting here as a Roman Reigns fan, but it's like the more that WWE attempts to have Roman Reigns appeal to the people who don't already like him, the person that's sitting here right now that actually is a big Roman Reigns fan, slowly but surely, I'm pulling out all of my chips. I'm cashing out because I just don't like this. We are at a point right now where we have two guys engaged in a feud where neither one of them has any shred of credibility. Like, Roman Reigns was getting to the point, and I firmly believe if we had a title reign that extended beyond Survivor Series, that would have been Roman Reigns' ticket to the main event. But it didn't happen because you have Sheamus in it. So you have two credibility-starved people going head-to-head in a zero-sum booking feud, which basically means that any overness you gain is directly at the expense of someone else. So what you have is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship feud with the two people in the damn feud fighting for scraps at the base of the mountain rather than racing to the top where they actually should be. And I sit here now, I'm not invested.
Can I also point this out? The title right now has no credibility, not only because of the way it's booked, but because of this. Roman Reigns did not beat the champion. He beat Dean Ambrose. Sheamus did not beat a champion. He beat the guy who beat Dean Ambrose. The guy before that, Seth Rollins, he didn't beat the champion either. He beat Roman Reigns. So it's like, this title, what does it have to do with the champion? There's no champion. The champion, as far as I'm concerned, is Brock Lesnar, because he didn't lose it, and he's the last credible one. But yeah, this is stupid, but I think Sheamus is gonna win. I think they're gonna, because Reigns is steamrolling these guys right now. They just made this new faction. And I think they're just going to hold off till the Rumble, and then they're going to give it to Reigns, but I wish they didn't. I wish they just had Reigns win and then forget this ever happened. But even if they do that, I don't know who you'd feud with at the Rumble. Maybe just give him some filler opponent.
You know what else I noticed, too, is that we had an interview earlier in the night with Roman Reigns that was fucking awesome. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but the interview that he had backstage
with Renee Young?
Yep, that was fucking awesome.
I like that.
I don't know. I didn't really care for it, but I could see how you would think that.
Well, I'll
I
say
didn't like
this.
the big ass Kool-Aid man smile that he
That's
started
exactly
off with,
what
but-
that's exactly what ruined it for me. It's like this guy is so just
Yeah.
it's so weird though, because remember Roman Reigns, he was so fucking over back when he was in the Shield. Like I remember people loved this guy. Like there was a certain point when he was the sole survivor on the Shield's team where people were like, yeah, Roman Reigns is my favorite member of the Shield. And that was a true feat because...
Yeah, and then when they were feuding with CM Punk, and CM Punk said he wanted to face the leader of the Shield, or the best member of the
Well,
Shield.
that's just
the
they were
crowd
trying to make
started
Roman look
chanting
strong.
Roman Reigns.
The crowd started chanting. Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd started chanting Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
no.
no. Against Batista in the Rumble, they were cheering. But that was just because they didn't want Batista to win. But
Maybe, but at the same time, it's like Roman Reigns was actually at a good spot. Either way, Roman Reigns was not, booed at a point. Because, like, if they hated Roman Reigns and they hated Batista in 2014, they would have booed them both. Whereas, in that case, they were actually, like, cheering for Reigns because they were okay with the idea of Reigns winning over the idea of Batista winning. Even though, if Reigns had won, that would have therefore killed the idea of Daniel Bryan winning at WrestleMania. So, in reality, it was actually the best thing that Batista won because then we got the amazing moment at WrestleMania 30. But, anyway... I really liked the backstage interview mainly because it was a lot more of what I wanted to hear Roman Reigns say, and he said it in a more convincing style and fashion. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, some of his facials are still really terrible, and for the most part, he's been pretty bad consistently with the facial expressions. Like when he gives that stupid face that he used to give during like the Magic Beans promo and all that shit. I always say it like that because I'll never forget how he said it because it was so bad. But he always gives that stupid face, and he kind of did that a little bit, but I liked the content of that backstage promo. If you could have taken that and thrown it out into the ring, I would have liked the final segment of Raw a lot more. I don't know why we got it wasted to us in an interview when we could have just gotten that as the promo instead of hey tater tot. Like
the final segment sounded like another fairy tale almost, like the three
really
little
did.
pigs. Like
Yes.
Sheamus is the big bad wolf. He comes in the ring, and instead of wanting to come in the house, he's like, I'm not coming into the house because of the chair fella. And he's like, okay, I'll get rid of the chair. And then he comes back and he says, I'm not coming into the house.
See, I'm
Until you
glad
get
that
rid of
we
the
can have
table.
fun with this. I'm glad we can have fun with this because you guys do not know, like, the rage that is... I can't even necessarily say rage because rage means that I'm emotionally invested in what's going on, and to be quite honest, I'm not. Like, that video that you guys saw with me flipping the hell out at Survivor Series, that was legit, but I can't relive that now because WWE has placed me into a situation where it's like, if Sheamus wins, then we're at the same level we are right now, a mid-carder walking around with the world championship. And if Roman Reigns wins, shit, that's not his first world championship. They gave that away in 5 minutes and 15 seconds, and this one is not going to matter much because a moment has not been created. I don't give a damn if you beat Sheamus. That's nothing. Like, that does not matter.
Yeah, I'm not I honestly don't know like if I even give a damn who's gonna win this match at all. Like even remotely care. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh man, like this is for the better. Like I don't really think either possibility is better right now because they had their chance at Survivor Series to have Roman Reigns just win the belt and they dropped the ball on that. They completely killed that chance. And I'm not saying that the faction of League of Nations is completely bad, but again, they lost.
I am.
They lost on Raw tonight already. And they lost on SmackDown last week, and I don't feel any credibility with them. But I'm going to say Sheamus retains the championship at Survivor Series. It might as well have been Survivor Series, considering we got an elimination match tonight. But at TLC, yeah, I'm going to say Sheamus retains only because I think that the League of Nations will get involved, and there will be some, it's the usual stuff.
It's the usual stuff.
Like, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, Rusev's going to come out there, and so is everybody else, and Del Rio and all them. They'll be out there, absolutely. So I have no reason to think Reigns will win unless they come out, then Ambrose and the Usos come out and like even the odds and take all the heels out, and then Reigns is able to win that way. Like I could see Reigns winning still. I'm not saying there's no possibility.
I could too. It's just,
but
I mean, either way, it's the same thing because at the Rumble we're gonna get part 3.
Right.
Because if he gets screwed, then we're getting part 3, and if he wins, he gets a rematch. So.
Right. So, and they're just going to keep screwing him because they keep doing the same thing. And then, I feel like that was further cemented by the fact that they had him go over in that little brawl at the end of Raw tonight. Like, it just makes me feel that much more. Like, Reigns is going to, quote unquote, have the match won at TLC, I truly believe, but there will be something that will obviously, prevent him from actually winning the championship, whether it's interference, whatever. Because, hell, there's no DQ, so obviously there's going to be fuckery. If you think there's not going to be fuckery, come on, man. You're not watching the product.
You don't know WWE.
You haven't been watching the product for very long if you don't think there's going to be some fuckery going on Sunday. But either way, yeah, I got Sheamus going over and retaining the title. But I'll be honest with you, this pay-per-view, if I wasn't looking I was worried about Survivor Series, it wasn't that good, and I am not looking that forward to TLC, I gotta be honest with you. My interest level in this product has waned a lot, especially these last couple of months in particular, and TLC is not giving me any reason to feel any better about things. My hopes are always high, and I'm always an optimistic person. I always try to sit there and say, you know what, well, things can get better, and I still believe that they can, and I still believe that there's a chance that they will. But, again, that maybe it's just going to have to be a 2016 type of deal. But, I'll keep hanging on to that faith, but I already... you already kind of know that things are going to probably stay in this type of area for the time being. And, you hope that next year there's a good Royal Rumble and a good WrestleMania. You hope for that type of stuff because the last two WrestleManias were two of the best ones that I can ever remember. So, it's not to say that WWE's product is never good. It's just when it comes to the large majority of time, I go into these pay-per-views like, yeah, well, there's maybe one or two matches I'm looking forward to. I'll be honest, on Sunday, outside of Owens and Ambrose for their in-ring ability, I'm really not looking forward to any of the other matches that much. I don't even, it's still hard for me to even remember most of the matches on the card off the top of my head. I have to look at a card to even remember them because the build-up is just very reckless abandon. It's there and it's gone and it's there and it's gone. It's all over the place. And, I know you only had 3 weeks to build this pay-per-view, but I know they could have done better than this.
I'm kind of enjoying the train wreck, to be honest. Because, this is I don't feel rage, at all. Not even when Sheamus cashed in. I don't feel even rage because there's nothing better on the horizon. I felt rage when Daniel Bryan kept getting screwed over. I really did. Because you could see, this dude was on the cusp of becoming, a megastar. And it was just what the fuck are you guys doing? And there was still a chance. We could still influence it. And, the fans did, ultimately, which was... pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. We got him into WrestleMania. But even right now, what is there to hope for? Reigns is the best thing you have. That's saying something. I'm not even talking about Reigns as potential because I think he has a lot of potential. I'm just saying Reigns as he's booked, he's the best. There's no one else. They ruined everyone. Like I've said, they're all bad. So I'm kind of enjoying the train wreck because I hope that this will be a wake-up call. Something tells me that it won't be, but I know that if this keeps going on, someone's going to wake up. They have to, right? Right? Right?
What other options do they have here? I just want to let you guys know right now that the struggle is real. When it comes to PWF Empire Live, it's so... You guys don't know how freaking difficult it is to do this program with WWE in the current state that it's in. Because I don't... Well, maybe sometimes I do. I get a little joy out of ranting. But here's the issue. If I lived in a perfect world, that perfect world would be WWE with an amazing product. Because my first job here is not as an analyst. My first job is as a damn fan. And I want to be entertained. And I'm letting you guys know that WWE, out of my 17 years watching, I've never seen the product worse than it is right now. And it's been consistently bad. Time and time and time again. 2015 is the worst year on record for WWE for me. But my issues with me as a fan, it's my job as an analyst, that second position, to not pass that on to you guys. And I hope that we haven't been doing that. I am a part of this show, and I had fucking fun tonight. I think we put on a very awesome and entertaining show, and hopefully you guys shared a bit of laughs with us. So... some things that I can promise you with PWF Empire Live, we are going to have fun, and we are going to be fair. Notice I did not say we are going to be objective. So you may call it negativity, but I call it like I see it. If we see something negative, I'm going to call it out as such. And that is fair to me. If I walk into a room and my dog is taking a crap on the floor and I say it smells like shit in here, is that objective? No. Is it fair? Yes, it is, even though it is negative. So that's 2 things that you're going to get from us on PWF Empire Live. You're going to get fairness and you're going to get fun, even with everything that's going on in WWE. So to bring all of this to a close, TLC, to quote Phil Collins, I don't care anymore. I don't. There's nothing for me to get emotionally invested into in this match because, or this show as a whole, because you take into account that some of the feuds aren't really that strong going into the show, plus the whole concept of TLC, probably one of my least favorite pay-per-views of the year, because it's just a lot of mindless violence and all of the guys who are on the show kicking each other's asses and throwing each other through tables. They're not supported by the creative team, and then they're going to be on Raw the next night doing something else. So there you go. Any closing comments from you guys?
I'm not going to watch this show unless they take out the tables, ladders, and chairs, because I feel threatened.
You know what's funny for me is that it's actually in Boston, and I could have attended this show, but
you probably didn't even think about it. I bet
I did not. No, and honestly, like it would be a complete waste of money and time for me to venture to Boston and to go watch the show live. Like I wholeheartedly feel that it would be a waste. And it's sad to say so, but like, the last pay-per-view I went to, well, actually I did go to Money in the Bank in 2014 and it was pretty good, but I remember I went to Survivor Series in 2013 and it was a fucking horror show. And honestly, it's like the way that their product has been, I didn't see any. There was multiple events around my area in 2015, and I didn't even consider once going to any of said events. There was a Raw back in October, and didn't even think twice about it. Like, no way am I going to shows when the product is at the state it's at, and it's too bad because I'd love to be able to give you guys like a live experience of how the show was, but I don't even have that excitement anymore. Like that excitement part of the fan in me is like dying out, and it's scary because like I literally don't want to go to shows anymore. It's really, really bad now, and that's just a sign of how WWE's product has declined that much, especially in this year. And I'm not sure if it's been the worst year out of all of the ones I've been watching, as Jay had said, but it's damn near close to it. It's been a really rough year. And it's weird because WrestleMania was, for example, so damn good this year. And there was a couple good shows this year. SummerSlam was really good. And there were some shows in there that were actually pretty good. But the build-up, the character development, or lack thereof, has been just too much. And TLC, I think, is just a melting pot of all that BS in one night coming up for you. So that'll be how they close out the year. And
TLC is mid-carders the pay-per-view.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now featuring 0 main eventers for the first time.
Let's also see if we can get any monitors to blow up in somebody's face this year. I remember that one from last year. That was funny. With Dean Ambrose, the fucking monitor blows up in his face. Let's see if we get one of those again.
Well, guys, that's it for our WWE TLC 2015 preview and prediction show. We will be back this Sunday following the show right here on PWFempire.com and YouTube.com/PWF Empire to give our full recap and review of all of the goings-on at TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. And tomorrow, which is Tuesday, we will be live with another Anarchy special, and we're going to be talking to you guys. This is going to be another one of our just shoot the shit shows where we get on camera and you guys basically join us as a co-host. And I'm trying to set up something to see if we could actually take calls on the show. That's going to be a technical endeavor there, but I'm going to get to work and see what I can do. And yeah, that'll be 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on PWFempire.com, YouTube.com/PWF Empire. Until then, we will catch you later. Peace out.